What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Steelers Training Camp Rewind for the first time in 11 months. We are back here in Latrobe. It was move-in day today. We got multiple players. We got Omar Khan. We got TJ Watt. We got everybody here. We didn't get Mike T just yet. He will talk later, and I will talk about what he said on the podcast because he will have more nuggets for us. But I wanted to do a recap because, to be quite honest with you, I already have so much to recap that it makes more sense to split it up into two videos. So that's what we're going to do. So let's start today. Let's start the very first thing, which is let's talk about these players. Jalen Ramsey, the Steelers' new safety, talking for the first time to us today about coming to the Steelers and his role. And listen, the vibe I got from Jalen Ramsey is his role is probably going to be outside and slot corner, not as much safety. I know there's been some questions about could he be a true safety? You know, when I'm talking in base packages, could he be free safety? I don't think that's happening. I think he will play there in kind of pseudo ways, you know, like Cam Sutton used to when he rolled up to the top there in cover three and different things like that. He will be a guy that will fill multiple roles, and Omar Khan said as much, but I don't think he's going to be a safety. And Jalen Ramsey basically hinted at that. And I think that's the right move. I think he's too good at corner, too much of a game changer in the slot, I think, to be a safety right now. Speaking of safety, we did talk to Juan Thornhill today, who said he's ready to step up with Minkah Fitzpatrick traded. He's a guy that is really excited for this opportunity. He's got a chip on his shoulder, and he wears it. This is a guy that I think is really going to embrace the type of attitude that the Steelers want. Now, we'll see if he's the solution. Omar Khan said the Steelers are still not ruling out looking at a safety, but they're happy with Juan Thornhill and happy with where the safety room is. Ditto to the wide receiver room. So Thornhill's going to have a chance here in training camp, I think, to prove that he could be the guy, but I think the Steelers are still going to keep their options open for other players at that position. And then we also talked to guys like Patrick Queen, and talking about Minkah Fitzpatrick, you know, stepping up as a communicator. Patrick Queen saying he's going to have to be even more a communicative kind of bastion in the middle there of that defense with Minkah gone. So, you know, him, Deshaun Elliott, both of them have to step up with Minkah gone. So that's important. And, you know, you can't have coverage bust. And I think that's something that has kind of been really kind of instilled this week, just to start this week. And then even going back to minicamp and OTAs is that communication errors are not going to be acceptable for this team. They are not going to have those basic communication breakdowns. It's not something that this team views as acceptable. And TJ Watt basically said the same thing. So I thought that was fascinating, and I'm not surprised by it. It is very important for this team to have the basics down. I also thought something a little bit fascinating to me was Troy Fautanu kind of talking about his recovery from his knee injury. He said he's fully recovered. He will be a full go tomorrow. That's good news. But more importantly, kind of getting the confidence back in it, the ability to cut, the ability to trust that he has lateral movement, the ability that you're not going to be injured again is extremely important for a guy like Troy Fautanu, who's an explosive athlete that's going to be a wide zone runner, run blocker. So that is important. And I think he's gotten that confidence back. He's gotten the strength back. He's kind of gotten, he was kind of nervous, I think, at first. That's all back. Now let's talk about TJ Watt. TJ Watt said the peace sign that he posted in April was a bit of a play to the media and fans and things like that. He was just having fun. If you think athletes are not online, they are. Always think that. They are mostly always online. If you think they didn't see it, they did. It's almost certainly something that they did see, even if they will play kind of coy. TJ Watt didn't play coy, though. He's really happy to be a Steeler, a one-helmet guy, as Omar Khan referred to him as. The Steelers very much wanted to get this done. It seems like they wanted to get it done before training camp, and they did. And so I think that part of the TJ Watt equation is done. The Steelers think he has a few more years left in him. TJ Watt wants to be like Cam Hayward, and he's going to model his game like that. But the biggest thing to me, honestly, out of that TJ Watt presser, he's going to move around. He's going to play over the A gap, the B gap. He's going to play edge rusher. I think it's really both sides as edge rusher. I think that's really important for the Steelers is he moves around, and you kind of have to ask, where's TJ? I think that's important. As for Omar, no extensions working currently. They're happy with the roster, but won't rule out a wide receiver, safety, O-line depth, whatever. They're going to look at all those areas. I think if you kind of get the right opportunity, the right player you add to that room, they will look at that, but nothing kind of working currently in the works, I think, for what has been just an incredibly active offseason for the Steelers. I thought it was interesting, really shouted out Roman Wilson. It seems like they're high on him. We'll see what he can do here at training camp as well. All right, folks, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn on the notification bell for more. I'll be back with the podcast this evening. Thanks for listening, everybody.